Set 12 is here, and emerging as the undisputed strongest champion in all of TFT throughout the playtests is the Frost Queen herself, Diana. This video will go over her kit, items, compositions, and more, so you can freeze the competition come the launch of the public beta for Set 12. Diana is a 5-cost legendary magic fighter. She deals a ton of damage to nearby units, and has tools to keep herself alive from within the enemy backline. Her spell costs 120 mana, and when cast, Diana dashes up to 2 hexes and casts a snowfall within a 2 hex radius. This snowfall deals huge damage to units within 1 hex, and minor damage to units 2 hexes away. Additionally, casting snowfall provides Diana with some healing, and every other cast also heals all allies and chills all enemies that are hit with snowfall. Both the heal to herself and to her allies cannot be wasted, as excess healing is converted into a shield lasting 3 seconds. Because of Diana's smart targeting and high amounts of base damage, she'll usually be doing tons of damage when itemized, chunking frontline units, softening backline units, and providing a ton of utility to the team by healing allies and lowering the attack speed of half of your opponent's team. Diana has 2 traits which you can look to play around. Her first trait, Frost, provides her some ability power and attack damage, and allows her to convert killed enemy units into ice soldiers, which tank for your team and blow up, dealing damage when killed. Her second trait, Bastion, when activated, provides some armor and magic resistance for your entire team, and provides herself some extra resistances, increased for the first 10 seconds of combat. Activating her traits allow Diana to provide even more utility to your team, solidifying her as both a strong damage dealer and a supporting unit for your composition. Diana prefers items which either provide her more ability power, survivability, or both. The first category of items which are the best for Diana are the hybrid ability power plus tank items. Items such as Crown Guard, Ionic Spark, and Adaptive Helm all provide Diana with both ability power to deal extra damage and extra survivability through shields, resistances, and extra HP. These are the most premium items on Diana and should be prioritized when playing for Diana carry. Next are the pure AP items. Rabadon's Death Cap, Archangel's Staff are both strong items for Diana, which allow her to leverage her AP scalings. Other AP items such as Jeweled Gauntlet or even Giant Slayer can even be used too, but are not as good because they don't provide as much AP, so Diana won't be healing as much. Diana is also a good holder for leftover tank items that you may have in the late game. Bramble Vest, Dragon's Claw, and Gargoyle Stoneplate are all reasonable items to put on Diana to keep her alive, especially if the enemy team runs a lot of single target damage. Lastly, the healing items. Bloodthirster, Hextech Gunblade, and Hand of Justice are items that Diana can make very good use of given her high amounts of AoE damage. Bloodthirster is especially useful on Diana because it provides her a shield when she reaches low health, which allows her to cast again and heal herself back up while decimating the enemy backline with her spell. If you have access to artifact items in your game, the best ones for Diana are Zhonya's Hourglass and Seeker's Arm Guard. Zhonya's Hourglass provides Diana with all the defensive stats and ability power she wants, as well as 3 seconds of invincibility and untargetability when she falls below 40% health. This forces enemy carries to switch off of targeting her, giving her more time to nuke their backline. Seeker's Arm Guard, on the other hand, allows Diana to stack up AP, armor, and magic resistance with every kill or takedown she acquires. Because Diana hits so many units and deals so much damage, she can quickly rack up stacks and become unkillable as she tears through the rest of the opponent's team. The best Diana builds maximize her survivability while also providing her lots of AP. Best in slot is going to be Bloodthirster, Crown Guard, and Ionic Spark, but any of these items can also be substituted with any of the other items recommended previously, so feel free to mix and match with the items you have in game. She's very flexible and good with a wide variety of items. When positioning Diana, your goal is either to hit as many units as possible, or to deal damage to and chill the enemy carry. To achieve goal number 1, Diana should be placed in the center 3 tiles near large clumps of allied and enemy units to allow her to target the most number of units possible with Snowfall and get the most out of her AoE damage and healing. To achieve goal number 2, Diana should be placed in the far left or far right tile of the first or second row so that she can jump behind the enemy frontline and land in a hex that allows her to hit the corner hex with her 2-range spell. Placing her in the second row allows a different frontline unit to tank for her, while placing her in the front line allows her to take more damage and cast more quickly. Against strong single target units such as Callista or Smolder, she should be pulled back to the second row to avoid dying too quickly. Against most other carries, she'll be fine in the front line. Diana is a highly flexible unit that can be played in a wide variety of compositions. These are by no means the only comps you can play Diana in, but are just recommendations to get you started. The first board to try out is the Diana Legendary AP Carry board, with Diana and Xerath as your primary carry units, Morgana and Rakana as your tanks, Camille and Melio for crowd control and item generation, and Hecarim, Zillion, and Ahri for traits and synergies. This board functions off of buffing very high quality units with strong team-wide buffs from the Arcana and Preserver traits, buying time while Diana softens their team, and Xerath acts as cleanup. The second board to try out is a vertical frost setup composed of the 7 frost units, Diana, Hui, Twitch, Olaf, Zillion, Swain, and Warwick, and adding in strong units to round out your synergies such as Varus and Nasus, Taric and Smolder, or Briar and Camille to provide your team with additional damage in frontline. This team gets a lot stronger with 1 or 2 spats, allowing you to substitute out Warwick for a legendary such as the ones listed above, or with 2 spats, pushing for 9 frost, which allows your ice soldiers to deal massive amounts of damage upon death. In order to reliably be able to play for Diana, you need to be able to get to level 9 to have decent odds of hitting 5 cost units. You'll need to keep a high amount of HP and gold throughout stage 2, 3, and 4 to be able to reliably get to level 9. Along the way, you'll need to have units to hold your magic fighter items until you get your first copy of Diana. The best low cost item holders for Diana are Elise, Nunu, and Shyvana. All 3 units scale pretty well with ability power and appreciate the resistances from Diana's other strong items. For mid-game, the best 3 and 4 cost item holders are Katarina and Gwen. Both use AP and healing exceptionally well and can carry your team until you get to level 9 and find your Diana. Once you find your Diana, you can sell your item holder and move towards your final endgame board. That's it for the Frost Queen. Keep in mind that we're still well before launch and numbers are likely to change. Everything about items and positioning, however, should still remain relevant to the duration of the set, and if you like the content I make, subscribe for more guides and TFT content.